All right, y'all. Let's go over this paper from yesterday. So, number one, a taxi company charges an initial fee of $4 to pick up a client plus 50 cents per mile. Okay, so that much is going to let me set up an equation that relates the total cost to how many miles the person rides. So, two numbers that stick out to me. The initial fee of $4 sounds a lot like a y-intercept because you're only going to pay that one time to be picked up. But then the 50 cents, you're paid per mile. So that's 50 cents plus another 50 cents plus another 50 cents for however many miles you're riding. So the equation that I would set up would be y equals 0.50 x plus 4. So the actual question is saying if a client wants to ride for 18 miles, how much will they pay in total? Well, 18 miles, that would be an x value because the y value stands for the total cost and the x value stands for how many miles you're riding. So I'm going to plug an 18 in for x. And this is the equation I need to solve. Now, whenever we talk about solving equations, we mean get a variable or a letter by itself so that we can tell what its value is. Well, here the letter's already by itself. We just need to do this math. So, 50 cents times 18 miles is $9, plus the $4 that you had to pay to be picked up says that you'll pay a total of $13. Okay, number two. A rewards program offers a free movie rental for 100 points. You get 20 points in the rewards program just for signing up. Each movie rental earns another 8 points. So how many movies do you have to rent to get your first free movie? So, you get 20 points just for signing up. Well, that's a one-time deal because you only sign up one time. But then each movie rental earns you another 8 points. And you want to have a total of 100 points. So let me go ahead and write down y equals 8x plus 20. This is your total number of points is equal to 8 points per movie plus the 20 points you got one time for signing up. And if we need to have a total of 100 points to get a free movie, that's a y value. So the equation I need to solve is this. So to solve this equation, I need x by itself. That'll tell me how many movies I have to rent. So start by subtracting 20. 100 minus 20 is 80. And this line sort of makes sense to me in that if I need 100 points to get the free movie and I've already got 20, I need 80 more. And so 8 times how many movies would be 80 points. Well, divide both sides by 8. You get 10 equals x. So you need to rent 10 movies to get the free one. Okay. Moving on down to number 3. A soccer team, the coach of a soccer team bought a fruit tray for $25 and a bunch of water bottles for 75 cents each. The coach paid a total of $40. How many water bottles were purchased? Okay. So, bought one fruit tray for $25 and a bunch of water bottles that were 75 cents each. Whenever I see the word each or per, anything like that, it definitely feels like the slope is 75 cents and the y-intercept is $25. So, the equation I could set up is y equals 0.75x plus 25. The total cost is 75 cents times the number of water bottles plus the $25 fruit tray. He paid a total of $40. That's the Y value. So the equation I need to solve is this. $40 is made up of how many 75-cent water bottles plus the $25 for the fruit tray? Well, to solve it, we're going to subtract 25. 40 minus 25 is 15. This line sort of tells me that, hey, I spent $15 on just water bottles. Well, if they're 75 cents each, how many bottles did I buy? So divide both sides by 0.75. $15 divided by 0.75 is 20. So it looks like they bought 20 water bottles. Okay, number 4. A group of friends goes to the amusement park. Each ticket costs $15 and parking costs $10. If 4 friends go all in the same car, how much will the group pay in total? So, each ticket costs $15. I see the word each. That tells me that that's going to be the slope. The y-intercept is that parking fee because you're only going to pay it one time since they're all in the same car. So the equation that could model the total cost for any number of friends to go is this. Y equals 15x plus 10. The total cost is $15 per friend plus $10 just to park. But I've got 4 friends. Well, that's the number of x. So the equation I need to solve is y equals 15 times 4 plus 10. What's the total cost if I have 4 people at $15 each going plus $10 just to park? And then just multiply and add. 15 times 4 is 60. 60 plus 10 is 70. So it's going to cost $70 in total. Okay. Number 5. Hisam is a bicyclist. On Sunday, he rode 12 miles. And for the other days, he plans to bike the same distance each day for those other 6 days in order to have ridden a total of 75 miles within a week. So how many miles does he need to bike each day of those remaining 6 days? So the equation that I'm going to set up is kind of weird here. It's y equals 6x plus 12. So let me tell you how this one gets interpreted this way. The total number of miles is equal to 6 days at some number of miles per day plus the 12 miles he's already driven. Let me read that again. The total number of miles is equal to 6 days times some number of miles, so x is the number of miles, plus 12. He wants to ride a total of 75 miles. That's going to be the y value. So the equation I need to solve is 75 equals 6x plus 12. First thing I'll do is subtract 12 from both sides. 75 minus 12 is 63. What this kind of tells me is that, hey, I need to ride 63 miles, or Hisam needs to ride 63 miles to total up to the 75 over a period of 6 days, since he's already ridden 12. Taking away the 12 leaves 63 to ride. Well, divide 63 by the 6 days. 63 divided by 6 is 10.5. So he needs to ride 10.5 miles a day to reach that 75-mile goal. Number 6, A basic plan for a cell phone service costs $30 for activation plus $8 per gigabyte of data used. If someone on this plan used 12 gigabytes of data in 1 month, how much did they pay? So the equation that we could use to model the total cost of that cell phone plan would be y equals 8x plus 30. The total cost is $8 per gigabyte plus $30 for activation. You only pay that activation fee one time. So, it says they use 12 gigabytes of data. That's an x value. So, y equals 8 times 12 plus 30. Eight times 12 is 96. And 96 plus 30, 106, 116, 126. So paying or using 12 gigabytes of data would cost $126 total in that plan. All right, let me flip the paper over. All right, next equation. Number 7, Mike bought a carton of eggs for $4.50 and apples for 99 cents each. If Mike paid a total of $9.45, how many apples did he buy? So he bought just one carton of eggs and some number of apples. Well, since it's just one carton of eggs, that would be the y-intercept. And then the apples are 99 cents each. So I'm going to skip a step here. If Mike paid a total of $9.45, the equation that I would want to set up, this would be the y value, would be 9.45 equals 99.99x plus 450. The equation that could be used to find any number, or the total cost for any number of apples, would be y equals 0.99x plus 450. But I already know that the total cost is 9.45, so let's skip and jump straight that. Let's skip a step and plug that straight into the y value. Then subtract 450 from both sides. So $9.45 minus $4.50 is $4.95. So 99 cents per apple cost $4.95. So how many apples? Divide both sides by 0.99. $4.95 divided by 99 cents is 5. So it looks like Mike bought 5 apples. Number 8, Scott owns 45 vinyls and he gets 3 delivered each month. So he already owns 45 vinyl records and he gets 3 delivered each month. How many vinyls will he have after 1 year? Which is underlined because I wanted you to be careful and know that that is 12 months. So he's already got 45 vinyls and he gets 3 per month for a period of 12 months. We want to know the total number of vinyls he'll have after 1 year. Well, X would be 12 months. So it looks like we're going to say Y equals 3 times 12 plus 45. The total number of vinyls he'll have after 1 year is 3 multiplied by 12, 3 vinyls per month for 12 months, plus the 45 he already had. Well, 3 times 12 is 36. So he'll gain 36 vinyls over a period of a year on top of the 45 he already had. 36 plus 45 is 81. Okay, not too far from being done. Number 9, a factory produces paint. The morning shift has already produced 300 gallons of paint. So that's an initial base value. They've already produced 300 gallons of paint. The evening shift produces 20 gallons of paint per hour for 12 hours. How many total gallons were produced that day? So we want to know the total number of gallons. That looks like an Y value. We know that they worked for 12 hours. That works like an X value. So the equation I would want to set up would be Y equals 20 times 12 plus 300. So the evening shift produces 20 gallons of paint per hour for 12 hours, on top of the 300 gallons of paint that were produced by the morning shift. 20 times 12 is 240. And 240 plus 300 is 540. Okay. A YouTuber already has 350,000 subscribers. Well, that's a base or starting value for this. So, already has 350,000 subscribers. That would be our initial value, or our y-intercept. And each month, their subscription base grows by 50,000 people. There was a typo here, and I tried to tell y'all how many years. That really should have said how many months would it take for their subscription base to be 1 million. Okay, so this one's got some big numbers. The equation I'm going to set up is 1 million equals 50,000 x plus 350,000. 50,000 subscribers per month plus the 350,000 they already have will be 1 million subscribers in how many months? It is larger numbers, but it's the same stuff that we got to do. Subtract, divide. So let's go ahead and subtract 350,000. $1 million minus 350,000 would be 650,000. And then divide both sides by 50,000. And in my mind, I'm seeing 65 divided by 5 is 13. So 650,000 divided by 50,000. Let's see if that comes out to the same thing. Yeah, 13. It would take 13 months. Or 1 year, 1 month. Okay, 11 and 12 were just a little bit different because these values had stuff going down over time. Number 11. At the beginning of the year, a school had 5,000 reams of paper delivered. Okay, at the beginning of the school year, they had an initial value of 5,000. I keep saying 500. They had 5,000 reams of paper delivered. but each month they use 445 reams of paper. At the end of a 10-month school year, how many reams of paper will be remaining? So I'm actually going to write the y equals blah, 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 x plus blah, blah, blah here just because I think these ones are a little bit trickier. The way that it makes sense in my head to write is this. Y equals 5,000 minus 445x. The total number of reams of paper remaining is 5,000 minus 445 per month. But the way you would probably see this written, it just has these two terms flipped around. And you would probably see it written like this instead. Y equals negative 445x plus 5,000. Either way is correct. This says that the total number of reams started at 5,000 but goes down 445 per month. This one says, well, the number of reams of paper goes down 445 per month, but it started at 5,000. Either way, we've got 10 months. That's x. So let's plug in a 10 and get y equals negative 445 times 10 plus 5,000. Okay, well, negative 445 times 10 is negative 4,450. And then negative 4,450 plus 5,000, that just comes out to 550. So at the end of the year, they'll have 550 reams of paper left over. Okay, the last one, another really big one with really big scary numbers, but we got it. An estate has $8,500,000. Each month, the estate pledges to donate $250,000 to charity. How many months will it take to completely donate all of the money in the estate? So, 8.5 million. That's how much money they start with. But each month, that value is going down by $250,000 because they're donating it. So again, there's two ways to set this up. One might write like this: y equals 8,500,000 minus 250,000x or you might write y equals negative 250,000x plus 8,500,000. Either one of these equations tells the exact same story, where we started with 8.5 million and we lose 250,000 per month. So it says how many months, so it wants to know an x value, will it take for the estate to donate all their money. If they donate all their money, the y value, the total amount remaining, is 0 because it's all gone. So $0 is equal to negative $250,000 times x plus 8,500,000. We'll go ahead and subtract 8,500,000 from both sides. And and that will give me negative 8,500,000 equals negative 250,000 x. So this point says, hey, I need my total amount to have gone down by 8,500,000 at a rate of going down 250,000 per month. Divide both sides by negative 250,000. And you get, well, let me type that in the calculator because I don't remember. $34. It'll take 34 months. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you put this paper in your 3-ring binder behind yesterday's notes. So that should be the very last thing in our chapter 6 table of contents, or not table of contents, just in our chapter 6. And be sure you go back to Canvas to check and see what to do next. Y'all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Bye.